You've tried everything, haven't you? The diets, the supplements, the doctors, the affirmations whispered, half believing. You've read the books, listened to the meditations, done your best to stay positive, and yet somewhere inside, the pain still speaks, the body still remembers, the heart still tightens when no one's watching. What if the missing piece wasn't another practice, but a single thought? One gentle shift in the way you speak to yourself, one new lens through which you see life. Healing, after all, doesn't begin in hospitals or with pills. It begins in thought, and one thought can change everything. For years, we've been taught that healing is complicated, that it must hurt before it helps, that it takes endless effort, that we must earn relief. But the truth is far simpler. The mind that created tension can also dissolve it. The thought that once made the body contract can be replaced with one that lets it breathe again. You are not broken. You are a being of infinite intelligence, temporarily hypnotized by fear. Every cell in your body listens to the language of your mind. And for too long, that language has been filled with worry, guilt, and unspoken blame. You can change that story. You can begin right now. Think of how many times you've told yourself, something's wrong with me. Every repetition became a seed. The body heard it and responded. Muscles tightened, breath shortened, energy dimmed. And soon the body began to reflect the thought that began it all. I am not safe. I am not enough. But what happens when you plant a different thought? When you whisper, I am safe now. I am loved. I am healing. The body listens again. Cells reorganize, muscles soften, the heartbeat steadies, life responds to your permission. Healing doesn't require force, it requires belief. I know it sounds simple, almost too simple, but remember, the most powerful truths are, the sun doesn't need to shout to warm the earth. In the same way, a loving thought doesn't need to be dramatic to change your life. It only needs to be consistent, repeated, felt. Maybe you doubt this because you've tried before and felt nothing. You said the words, but part of you didn't believe them. That's okay. Healing begins the moment you intend to believe. Even the smallest willingness cracks open the door for light to enter. And that is the secret most never learn. Healing is not about perfection, it's about permission. You don't need to get every thought right. You only need to stop rehearsing the ones that hurt. Stop repeating the old sentences that say, I'm too late, too damaged, too far gone. None of it is true. Right now, as you listen, your body is already responding to new instructions. Each calm breath tells your nervous system, I am safe. Each moment of awareness rewires an old pattern. Each loving word sends a signal through every organ saying, you can rest now. There is a moment in every healing journey when the question changes from how do I fix myself to what if I never needed fixing. That single thought becomes a doorway. Because the truth is your body has been trying to protect you all along. The pain was not punishment. It was a message asking for love. When you think like this, when you choose thoughts that comfort instead of criticize, you become your own healer. You begin to see illness not as betrayal, but as communication. You stop fighting your body and start listening to it. And in that listening, energy returns, peace returns, balance returns. Imagine standing in front of your mirror tomorrow morning and saying, my body loves me enough to speak. Imagine touching the part of you that hurts and whispering, I'm here. You can relax now. That one thought changes your chemistry. That one thought begins to rebuild trust between mind and body. You've spent years trying to think your way out of pain. Now it's time to think your way into peace. The difference is direction. Instead of running from what hurts, you turn toward it with compassion. Instead of asking, why me? You ask, what are you trying to show me? This is how wisdom grows. Every thought we think is creating our future. That truth is not philosophy, it's biology. Your future health is being written right now, not by fate, but by focus. Each new thought is a seed. Will you plant fear or will you plant faith? Healing does not demand years, it demands sincerity. The body doesn't need you to conquer it, it needs you to stop attacking it with thought. And when you do, healing comes faster than you imagined. Pain that lingered for years begins to soften. Emotions that once ruled you start to dissolve. So take a deep breath. Notice the next thought that passes through your mind. Is it kind? Does it comfort? Would you say it to a child you love? If not, it does not belong in your body. Replace it gently. Say, I am healing in this very moment. Let your words become medicine, because every organ is listening. Every cell is waiting for direction. Every emotion is a messenger, not a mistake. The moment you start thinking in harmony with love, the body follows, the mind clears, and life begins to mirror your new belief. I am whole and I am safe. If you think this is too easy, remember it's supposed to be. Healing was never meant to be earned through suffering. It was meant to be allowed through love. The effort was never the cure, the thought was. The loving thought, the forgiving thought. The thought that says, I choose peace now. So for the next few minutes, open your heart and listen. You don't need to strive. You only need to soften. You don't need to prove. You only need to allow. And if you stay, if you truly listen, one single thought could shift everything. Because the truth has been waiting in you all along. When you think with love, your body obeys with healing. When you forgive yourself, your life begins again. And when you choose one gentle thought, you finally heal. Every illness, every ache, every uneasy stirring within the body begins not in flesh, but in thought. Thought is the invisible garden where all forms are born. The mind is the first sculptor, and the body merely follows its instruction. What we think, we live. What we believe, we become. When I first discovered this, I was astonished at its simplicity. Could something so powerful truly be so gentle? Could a thought, something invisible, create pain or release it? Yet as I watched my own life, I saw it was so. My body mirrored every idea I held about myself. It was never my enemy. It was my most faithful listener. There was a time when I treated pain as a stranger, something to fear, to silence, to fight. I thought it invaded me from outside, some punishment or accident. But the more I resisted, the louder it became. Only when I stopped running and listened did I understand it was not punishment at all. It was communication. Pain is only a thought that has taken form, a message written in the language of the body. It says, beloved, something in you needs gentleness. The ache, the fatigue, the tightness, these are love letters waiting to be read, not enemies to be destroyed. The moment we listen, the body sighs in relief. We are never victims of our bodies. Our bodies are the most loyal servants we will ever have. They obey every belief we hold, even those that hurt us. They do not judge the command, they simply follow it. If we whisper, I am unsafe, the body tightens to protect. If we affirm, I am loved, it relaxes and opens. A single loving thought can soften the body faster than years of worry. Muscles that have been braced for decades melt in moments when they finally hear kindness. The body responds immediately to love because it recognizes its native language. It has been waiting all along for a tender word from you. Healing begins not in treatment, but in belief. A body that is constantly told it is broken cannot thrive. But one that hears, you are safe now, you are loved, begins to reorganize itself. Cells renew, breath deepens, digestion calms. The entire system adjusts to match the vibration of peace. I have seen this in my own life and in countless others. A woman once told me she had spoken kindly to her heart for a month, saying, I love you, thank you for beating. Her blood pressure lowered without new medicine. Why? Because the body listens. It believes every word we repeat, whether fear or love. Thoughts spoken in fear constrict the body. They tighten the chest, shorten the breath, and drain energy. Thoughts spoken in love do the opposite. They release, expand, soothe. Each thought is a command to the cells to hold or to let go. The body takes its orders not from science, but from spirit expressed through thought. Listen to your inner language. Notice the phrases you speak silently. I can't handle this. I'm falling apart. Something must be wrong with me. These are instructions, not idle words. The subconscious does not question, it obeys. When we speak this way long enough, the body faithfully builds the reality we describe. But the miracle is that the moment we change the message, the body changes its response. When we say, I am healing, I am becoming whole, I am safe now, the cells hear and adjust. The body, like a loyal child, says, ah, this is what we are now, and begins to align itself accordingly. The body is not broken, it is obedient. It has been doing exactly what you told it to do through thought, tone, and belief. Even illness is obedience, an attempt to carry out the mind's unspoken orders. When you change the orders, the body rejoices. It no longer needs to cry through pain to get your attention. Healing does not begin with action. It begins with permission. We do not need to earn it. We only need to allow it. The thought, I am willing to heal, is more powerful than any medicine administered in resistance. Willingness opens the door. The moment we decide to think differently about ourselves, life enters. When you say, I am safe in my body, the body responds instantly. You may feel your shoulders lower, your jaw unclench, your breath deepen. Safety is the foundation of healing. Without it, the body remains on alert, clinging to tension like armor. But when you tell it the danger is over, it relaxes and begins to repair. I once met a man who had lived for years with back pain. He told me, it feels as though I am carrying the world. I said, maybe that is not just a feeling, it is a thought your body is performing. When he began saying, I am supported by life, his pain eased. His thought changed, and so did his back. The body expresses metaphors. A stiff neck reflects stubborn thought. A sore throat reveals words unspoken. Tired eyes mirror thoughts we refuse to see. Healing begins when we stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what is my body trying to tell me? Every symptom is a teacher disguised as discomfort. This truth is not new. It is as ancient as life itself. Our ancestors knew that the mind and body are one. They spoke to their organs as friends. They blessed their food before eating. They prayed gratitude into their water. They understood that thought transforms matter. We are simply remembering what they never forgot. If you have spent years battling your body, please rest now. The battle was never necessary. You were never at war with yourself. You were misunderstanding your own language. When you stop attacking and begin listening, the body softens immediately. It does not hold grudges, it only waits for love. You do not need to understand every detail of your body's wisdom to heal. You only need to change the atmosphere within you. Replace harsh self-talk with kindness. Replace criticism with curiosity. Replace fear with faith. The body will take care of the rest. It always knows what to do when peace returns. If your mind says, I don't believe this, that's all right. Belief grows through repetition. The body has heard fear for so long that love feels unfamiliar. Keep repeating the loving thought anyway. Every kind word you offer plants a new seed, and the garden of the body begins to grow in that direction. Healing thought is not loud or dramatic. It is gentle, consistent, and sincere. It does not demand proof, it simply trusts. The mind may doubt, but the soul already knows. The same intelligence that grows trees and heals wounds knows exactly how to restore balance within you. You need only cooperate with it. You are not your illness. You are the thinker of your thoughts. And when the thinker changes its thought, the form must change accordingly. This is not magic, it is law. As within, so without. The body is the servant of the mind. To think lovingly is to heal continuously. Each time you speak to yourself with compassion, you are rewriting your biology. Each time you choose a thought of peace over panic, you are teaching the body a new rhythm. The cells listen to every whisper. Imagine how they respond when they hear you are loved, you are safe, you can rest now. Do not underestimate the quiet thought. The universe itself began with a thought, let there be light. Your healing, too, begins with a thought, let there be peace. You may not see it at first, but just as morning follows night, the body will follow the mind that has chosen love. There is no condition too old, no habit too deep, no diagnosis too severe that love cannot reach it. The power that created this body knows exactly how to restore it. Healing is not about control, it is about surrendering to that intelligence with faith instead of fear. Begin now. Sit quietly and notice the next thought that enters your mind. Ask, is this thought helping me heal or keeping me afraid? If it comforts you, keep it. If it wounds you, release it gently. Thought by thought, word by word, you are rebuilding the foundation of health from the inside out. Take a deep breath and speak softly. I am safe in my body, and my body loves me. Feel how that sentence changes the air around you. Feel the way your breath deepens, as if your lungs were sighing with relief. You have just given your body its most cherished gift, permission to heal. Repeat this thought often. Say it in the morning before you rise. Whisper it at night before you sleep. The body hears and believes. Healing does not arrive as thunder, it arrives as stillness. It begins the moment you believe one loving thought, and from that single seed, miracles grow. Every organ of your body is a listener. Each one hears the tone of your inner voice and translates it into function. The heart responds to joy and closes under sorrow. The stomach tightens at fear. The skin blushes at shame. Your body speaks the language of emotion far before the mind gives it words. There was a time I ignored this language. When pain arrived, I silenced it with distraction. When tension came, I called it normal. I thought my body was betraying me. I did not know it was trying to protect me, to deliver messages my heart was too afraid to hear. Every ache was a word in love's vocabulary. The body never lies. It tells the truth of our inner state long before we admit it to ourselves. A calm body is a calm mind in motion. A tired body is a soul that has been saying yes when it means no. When the body begins to ache, it is not turning against you, it is begging you to listen differently. Pain is not punishment. It is not life's judgment. It is the body's way of calling for gentler thoughts. When we meet it with kindness, it relaxes. When we fight it, it grows louder. The body is like a small child tugging on your sleeve. It only needs your attention, your comfort, your reassurance that it is safe. So many people treat their bodies like enemies, trying to control, correct, or criticize them into health. But what we attack, we tighten. What we love, we loosen. The moment you offer understanding instead of blame, your cells begin to breathe again. The body heals in the presence of love as flowers bloom in sunlight. Think of your body as a sacred home. Every organ is a room with its own story. The heart remembers joy. The lungs hold grief until we exhale forgiveness. The stomach digests both food and experience. The throat carries unspoken truth. The body is autobiography written in sensation. I recall a time when I felt constant tension in my neck and shoulders. No medicine helped. Then one morning I realized I had been carrying the weight of responsibilities that did not belong to me. The moment I released the thought, my body followed. Pain was the teacher. Awareness was the cure. We often speak as though the body must be forced into obedience, but the body is already obedient to our beliefs. It does not require discipline, it requires dialogue. Speak to it kindly. Ask, what are you trying to tell me? The answer will not always be words. Sometimes it will be a feeling, a sigh, a tear. Healing does not require harsh effort. It begins the moment we whisper to the body, you can relax now. I am listening. That single sentence can change your chemistry. Muscles release their guard, blood flows freely, breath deepens. The body finally feels that it no longer has to shout to be heard. I once met a woman who had struggled with chronic stomach pain. No doctor could find the reason. In our conversation, she confessed she had been swallowing her anger for years to keep peace in her family. When she began to express herself gently but honestly, her pain eased. The body had been waiting for truth. Every unspoken emotion finds a place to live. If you do not express it with words, it lodges in tissue. Anger becomes tightness, fear becomes shallow breath, guilt becomes fatigue. Joy, however, moves freely. It does not linger, it circulates. This is why laughter heals. It lets energy move again. Forgiveness is the body's favorite medicine. I have seen men and women release years of pain simply by releasing years of resentment. One man's arthritis softened when he forgave his father. A woman's migraines vanished when she stopped criticizing herself. The body relaxes when the heart does. When you stop fighting your symptoms, the body feels safe enough to release them. The war inside ends and healing begins. Fighting illness only tightens the pattern that created it. You cannot hate pain away. You can only love it into silence. Understanding is always the first remedy. Loving attention is more potent than any pill. When you place your hand on the part of you that hurts and say, I am here, I love you, you are giving the body permission to rest. The warmth of your own hand is the touch it has been waiting for. The body trusts you when you show up in kindness. Gratitude accelerates recovery. Each time you thank your body, you increase its vitality. Thank your feet for carrying you, your eyes for seeing, your lungs for breathing. Gratitude tells every cell you are appreciated. The cells respond with enthusiasm. The body blooms under appreciation as surely as gardens bloom under rain. If you have been harsh with your body, do not feel guilty. Guilt is just another form of fear. Begin again, gently. Every kind thought you think toward yourself is a new beginning. The body does not hold grudges. It rejoices each time you remember to love it again. Listen now to your body. Where does it speak? Maybe in your shoulders, your chest, your stomach. Place a hand there. Breathe into that space. Imagine your breath as light, moving softly through the tension. Whisper, I hear you, you are safe now. The body responds instantly to gentleness, it the safe. Recognizes home. So much of healing is simply allowing yourself to feel. The body aches not because it wishes to suffer, but because it has been silenced. When tears come, let them. When anger rises, breathe through it. When weariness surfaces, rest. Emotion moves like weather, let it pass through, and the sky of your being clears. You are not the pain, you are the awareness behind it. The pain is temporary, but your spirit is eternal. The more you identify with the light of awareness, the less power pain holds. You can bless it as a teacher, learn its lesson, and let it go. What you bless transforms. What you resist persists. Do not measure healing by the disappearance of symptoms alone. Sometimes the body releases through sensation, through temporary discomfort. Healing is a process of communication, not punishment. Trust the process. The same intelligence that keeps your heart beating knows exactly what it's doing. The mind may not understand how healing unfolds, but the body does. It has been evolving toward balance since before you were born. All it needs is your cooperation, your willingness to think thoughts that soothe instead of scare, to speak words that comfort instead of criticize.